Are you ready for a story?
Yes! Yes!
Once upon a time,
in a small village nestled between lush green forests and rolling hills,
there lived a sweet little girl known as Little Red Riding Hood.
She was called this because she always wore a bright red cloak with a hood
that her grandmother had made for her.
One sunny morning, her mother called her into the kitchen.
Little Red Riding Hood!
I want you to take this basket of goodies to your grandmother.
She's feeling unwell and could use some cheer.
Her mother reminded her to stay on the path
and warned her not to talk to strangers.
Yes, Mother. Little Red Riding Hood replied, taking the basket out of the sheets.
She set off down the winding path that led through the woods to her grandmother's house.
As she walked along, the sun shone through the trees, casting playful shadows on the ground.
Little Red Riding Hood
hummed a cheerful tune, enjoying the beauty of nature.
Trees are tall and skies are blue. Birds are singing, flying too. Flowers bloom and rivers flow. Sunny days and rainbows glow. Nature's wonders all around. In the forest on the ground. Suddenly she heard a rustling in the bushes.
I Pop, a cunning wolf. Good day, little girl,
said the wolf, flashing a toothy grin.
Where are you off to on this fine day?
I'm going to visit my grandmother. She lives in a cottage at the edge of the woods. Wow, what a lovely idea!
said the wolf, thinking of a clever plan.
But why not take a shortcut through the flowers?
they're so beautiful and will make your grandmother very happy.
Little Red Riding Hood, excited by the idea of picking flowers, agreed.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. That sounds wonderful. She wandered off the path, gathering bright flowers.
While the wolf sneaked away towards her grandmother's house,
The wolf arrived at the cottage and knocked on the door. Who is it? Called the grandmother.
Her voice trembling.
The wolf replied, disguising his voice. It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I brought you some goodies. Come in, dear, said the grandma. Beware of the danger.
the wolf entered the cottage and quickly grabbed the poor grandmother,
hiding her away in the cupboard.
He then put on her nightgown and cap
and sat in her bed.
Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood was still picking flowers.
But soon she realized she had strayed too far.
She hurried back to the path and made her way to her grandmother's house.
When she arrived, she noticed the door was slightly open.
Grandmother, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood.
She called out as she stepped inside.
The room was dim, and she felt the chill in the air.
Are you home?
The wolf crowed, trying to sound like the grandmother. Come closer, my dear. I'm in bed. Little Red Riding Hood approached the bed and noticed how strange her grandmother looked.
Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have.
All the better to see you with my dear, the wolf replied.
And what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with, said the wolf.
But grandmother, what big teeth you have.
All the better to eat you with. Arr!
The wolf roared, springing from the bed.
Little Red Riding Hood screamed and ran towards the door.
But the wolf was too quick.
Just as he was about to pounce,
a brave woodsman who was passing by heard the commotion.
He rushed into the cottage, axe in hand.
He shouted before charging at the wolf. Get away from her, you fiend!
The wolf startled,
Turned to flee.
but was no match for
The woodman's strength.
With one swift blow, the woodsman struck the wolf down.
Save you, Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, thank you, kind woodsman.
She cried,
You saved me.
The woodsman smiled and helped her to her feet.
The wolf had been defeated and they all sang.
We defeated the big bad wolf, the big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. We defeated the big bad wolf. Hip, 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 hooray!
You must always be careful in the woods, little girl.
It's not safe to wander alone.
Little Red Riding Hood nodded, realizing the importance of her mother's warning.
They opened the cupboard.
To find a grandmother.
Who was shaken but unharmed.
Little Red Riding Hood gave her a big hug. She was happy to be with her grandmother again.
From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood promised to always stay on the path.
And never talk to strangers again.
The woodsman became a friend to her and her grandmother.
He visited them often to make sure they were safe.
And so they all lived happily ever after.
Sharing stories and laughter.
knowing that kindness and bravery could conquer any danger.
And that, dear friends, is the story of Little Red Riding Hood.